delivering quality education, expanding access to learning, serving learners' learning needs, tackling challenges of the present time, supporting every learner's dream, reaching young Tagumeños where they are today. From the music capital of the Philippines, advancing in the challenge of distance learning, bringing you quality education straight to your home. Plug yourself in. This is DepEd TV. Tara na!
Hello guys, this is LANTAW COMPRE, the school on air beyond compare. Joyfully joining you is Miss Jhona May L. Jabajab, your teacher broadcaster for today. I know you are thrilled as I am for this day's episode. However, let me cut your excitement, just for a little while or our snap recap. Have you readied your two-piece? No, not your bikinis, but your pen and paper. Awesome! Write only the letter of the correct answer. Only 5 seconds is allotted each item. Number 1. These activities through which people make, preserve, and amend general rules. A. Politics. B. Power. C. Authority. Or D. Legitimacy. Number 2. What do you call an organization involved in political process? A. Advocacy groups. B. Political parties. C. Special interest groups. D. All of the above. Number 3. The smallest form of political organization is called A. Bands. B. State. C. Council. D. Community. Number 4. Which bears the concept of using coercive power to enforce or command? A. Control. B. Political power. C. Legitimacy. D. Authority. Number 5. A chief governs what political organization? A. Chiefdom. B. Tribes. C. Community. D. Nation. Let us see if you did an excellent job after I reveal the answers. You have that audacity to accept the challenge. Good job! Before we have a head start on our lesson, know first the objectives. After watching this episode, you are expected to trace kinship and social networks, describe and organize nature of social life and rules governing behavior, and learned about different kinds of authority and legitimacy practiced in politics. Last time, you learned how to identify your social participation in both groups. This time, you will embark on another level of your social obligation. Learn and analyze the functions of various social organizations that affect your view of the world. Who wouldn't be familiar with this quote? Tell me who your friends are, and I tell you who you are. Everyone participates in groups, and you are no exception. You belong in a circle whom you share the same beliefs, interests, and passion. Indeed, the need to belong is fundamental in keeping a positive interpersonal relationship. We call such system of interconnectedness as social organization. Social organization is defined as a system of relationships between persons, among groups, with regards to the division of activity and functional mutual obligations within society. The family is the basic unit of social organization. There are three kinds of families identified by society today. First, the nuclear family. It consists mainly of the parents and their children. Second, the extended family. This kind of family is larger and the most common type among Filipinos. It comprises of the nuclear family plus the relatives living in harmony with one another. One or both parents have children from their last relationship, then decided to create a family of their own. This family type is called reconstituted family. Family is also the basis of kinship, a system of social organization which is founded on recognized family ties based on descent. Matrilineal kinship, female line. Patrilineal kinship, male line. Bilineal kinship, both female and male lines. Further, kinship is of three types. Consanguineous kinship, that is also known as a kinship by blood. According to Britannica.com, the word is derived from the Latin word consanguineus. It means of common blood, which implied that Romans were of the same father, thus shared in the right of his inheritance. On the other hand, affinal kinship refers to the bond that is formed through marriage. It can be monogamous or polygamous. Monogamy means that a person is married to one person only. Meanwhile, polygamy means that a person has more than one spouse at a time. Kinship plays a huge role in the kind of society that we are living today. Its influences affect our politics and economy. One example would be the existence of the political dynasties. A dynasty refers to a succession of rulers from the same family and lineage. Political organizations follow certain guidelines or regulations. This is to ensure that political processes are going smoothly. The following political terminologies would shed more light to our lesson. We need to get acquainted with these vocabularies to further our understanding on the topic. First is authority. It is a concept of right issue and using coercive power to enforce a command. Second is legitimacy. It originated from the Latin word legitimare, meaning to declare lawful. According to Max Weber, a renowned sociologist, it is the basis of every system of authority, a willingness to obey and a belief by virtue of which persons exercising authority are lent prestige. Weber's theory of authority is classified into three types: Traditional authority is legitimated by sanctity of tradition or custom. Charismatic authority is authority made legitimate by a leader with a mission and vision that inspires others. More so, legal rational authority refers to a form of leadership made legitimate by legal rationality. Its legitimacy is derived from the power of the content of law. So, how was your learning experience so far? Your active participation in our discussion is truly impressive. Let's see how you put all your learnings together in the series of tasks that await. Let's go! Let's try to have a simple recall on our discussion as you answer page 4 of your module. I'll give you 5 minutes to finish the work. Your time starts now. Your time is up. Here are the answers. Such an easy breezy. More activities are designed especially for you. You may answer them at your own pace. These tasks require your personal views. Your voice matters. Let it be heard. On page 6, what's more part of your module, you are going to make a stand on how timely and real-life issues affect you. How would a senior high school learner like you deal with such concerns, and what practical suggestions do you have in mind that would help resolve or at least prevent these predicaments from happening? Question number 1. What is your stand on the legalization of divorce in the Philippines? Question number 2. Are you in favor of the leadership enactment of President Rodrigo Duterte in solving the health crisis that confront our country? Wait up, here's more. Please open page 6 on what I have learned part of your module. Please answer those 5 questions as well. I know you can do this. You've gone so far to give up now. Some of you might consider this next activity exciting. I want you to take a selfie with your family. Choose the best shot and paste it on a sheet of paper. Make sure you wouldn't miss to answer the succeeding questions. Now, it is time to check how good your listening skills are. Have you learned something from our discussion? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let us answer 5 out of 15 post-assessment questions on page 8 of your module. Make sure to answer all items on a separate sheet of paper. Are you ready? Let's begin. Number 1. Kinship refers to those relationships found in all societies that A. is based on blood, B. includes consanguineal relatives, C. includes affinal relatives, or D. all of the above. The correct answer is letter D, all of the above. Number 2. Anthropologists, as compared to other social scientists, spent a great deal of time studying kinship because they have A. always focused largely on biological relationships, B. concentrated mainly on a small-scale society where kinship relations tend to be important, C. always studied fictional relationships, D. concentrate on industrial societies where kinship relations tend to be important. Correct! The answer is letter B, concentrated mainly on a small-scale society where kinship relations tend to be important. Number 3. A kinship diagram of a son, father, grandfather, and a great-grandfather would include A. affinal relatives, B. collateral relatives, C. two genders, D. bilineal relatives. The correct answer is letter D, bilineal relatives. Your brilliance is applauding. Number 4. It is the system of acknowledged social parentage which varies from society to society. A. Descent, B. Kinship, C. Dynasty, or D. Parental role. You made the right choice. It's letter A, descent. Impressive. And for number 5, in bilateral descent, individuals A. are members of the kinship group their parents have selected for them. B. is equally related to both the mother's and the father's side of the family. C. Trace descent from both a patrilineage and a matrilineage. D. Can choose with which side of the family they wish to affiliate. What more could I say? You are unbelievably smart, for choosing letter B is equally related to both the mother's and the father's side of the family. It's your turn to finish answering the last 10 items. I'm more than sure the remaining questions would be a piece of cake for you. Thank you so much for joining me in this episode of LANTAW COMPRE, your school on air beyond compare. This has been your teacher, Jhona L, saying family is not only someone whom you are related by blood, but also the one who gives you hope and makes you feel loved and draws you closer to God.